Oh, I'm like guessing. I don't know. Yeah, I'm in my PJs. It's incredible. So I've been telling everybody, we have been running air purifiers in my house. I mean, for all the things, my husband and my son both deal with allergies. I don't, but they do. But we instantly had to do it because our house smelled like a dog lived there. And we're selling our house. We needed everything to be fresh and clean. When you are in the market for an air purifier, and I feel like everybody should have one, you want to look for a couple of things. Multiple layers of filtration. This is 3. You get the granular, you get the cocoa carbon, and a true HEPA. That's the other thing you want to look for. True HEPA is the top. You want the best kind of filtration that you get. But I get it. You're like, I would love an air purifier, but it's money after that. You have to buy filters. It's an ongoing cost. Permanent filters in this. Once you have made this purchase, you never have to buy anything again. It's almost half off. From LivePure, $54.99 for a $100 air purifier. This is gonna be a customer pick. We'll talk about that in a moment. Starting furthest away from me, that's that olive green. This is called denim. Here it is in black. This is that beautiful graphite and a crisp, clean white. It comes with the remote, and watch as we eliminate this smoke. This is what 99.97% of removing pollen, dust, dander, odors, mold, smoke, gone. Powerful and multi-layers of filtration. But Vonabelle Sherman, the #1 thing that I think keeps people from buying an air purifier, ongoing costs.
That's right. You're absolutely right. And that's what hindered me.
Yep.
So I think a lot of you could appreciate that.
Yep.
So my son Jamie had allergies. I was like, I get the air purifier, but that ongoing cost, $40, $50, $60 for a new filter. LivePure has taken that all the way. After you buy this unit, there is no money pet. There's a forever filter. There's no spending that money. So if what held you back from getting an air purifier, today is the day, today's the answer. Not only that, this is our only air purifier that has 3 modes of filtration. When the air comes in this case we did the smoke in the smoke chamber, first it goes through cocoa carbon. Now cocoa carbon is just like, I'm gonna lower this, just like this in a different form. See, this is our cocoa carbon pre-filter. This, I'm gonna shake this by my mic. Can you hear it? So what's inside is this, cocoa carbon pieces. This also has no further expense. You just put this out in the sunlight for about an hour, and anything it inhaled, it exhales. So that's your cocoa carbon, first of 3 filtration. The next is it goes through the cocoa carbon. Cocoa carbon gets the big particles. It protects the true HEPA. This is the true HEPA. The same thing you see, hospitals, airplanes, the things that capture the allergies, the things that are bothering your family members, Tina. This captures those so that you can sleep better, so that you can feel better. Because a lot of times, we do have kids who have allergies. It could be the dust and the dust mites. It could be the outside allergens, which, by the way, April 1st started all 4 of the outside. You have tree, grass, weed, pollen, all of them. So if last year you said, oh, I suffered so much, next year I'm going to get an air purifier, we made it super easy to do, is you have the best filtration, and what you do to keep the filters fresh is simply vacuum them. So I told you that the cocoa carbon goes outside in the sun, just for an hour. The true HEPA and the cocoa carbon get vacuumed periodically. Now if you have dogs or cats, you will do it more often. If you don't, like every 3 months is just fine. Let me show you what that might look like for you. I have one of the cocoa carbons laid down here. This is just a Bissell handheld that we happen to have. I'm gonna show you with that. I turn it on, and I will vacuum that clean. And I will be doing this every few months. Unless I have pets, then I'm gonna do it more frequently. Now the other option is as simple as this, okay? If you have an upholstery tool on your vacuum, that's what you'll use. You'll simply vacuum this clean. It comes back to its original performance, which means it's as good as ever, and it's meant for the life of the unit, which they say is about 12 years. Not because it's gonna go bad, but in 12 years we'll have new technology. So a lot of great value here if you've been thinking about an air purifier, right, Tina?
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. I think everybody should have an air purifier, right? Whether you have pets, you don't have pets. You know what they say is the inside of your home is up to 5 times dirtier than outside. First off, you bring a lot of things into your home, right? Your VOCs, we talk about things that you're spraying, things that you're, you know, things are just letting off. And then you cook inside, and then you spend all this money to trap the air on the inside, right? This is a way to filter that air. And being able to do that, and nobody has said otherwise for me saying this, but I can say if it's not there, it can't bother you. If I'm removing the pollen, it's not bothering you. If I'm removing the dust, not only is it not bothering you, but you don't have to dust as much, right? I always say this same kind of point of reference. If you go to your television right now, or go to any ceiling fan you have, or any like shelving unit, and run your finger across it and look at it. I always say whatever's on there, it's probably dust and dead skin cells and all kinds of stuff that's just been piling up on there. If you wouldn't take that and then lick it, right? It's the same thing. All that same stuff is running around in your air. We're taking it in, our lungs are filtering it, we're getting bothered by the pollen, we're getting bothered by the dust, the dander, all of those things in there, the odors. If you make fish and then like 2 days later it still smells like fish, that's kind of how that stale air works. 3 layers of filtration, True HEPA, which is the best, no ongoing cost, which is usually the one thing that people say, I want an air filter, I know it's good, I don't want to pay for the filters, and one True HEPA can run you about $50. $54.99, you're done. You're done. And are these on? These are all on. Quiet.
Yeah.
These are all nice and quiet.
Yeah. The only time it would be a little louder is if you went to the very high, because if you're doing that, it's because the dogs are smell, you burned something in the kitchen. So you want to have that kind of power. Now, I want to do the smoke chamber again because I want to tell a different story, okay? I'm going to turn this on. Watch as the unit moves the air to clean the air. That is key. What you're seeing is this smoke is moving. We're moving it through the 3 layers of filtration. This is our first year with 3 layers.
Yep.
We're sending it through. All of those allergens are being removed, not covered up, but actually removed. No smell is the best smell. So what you're seeing happen in this unit is what's going to happen in your room. Now, by now you're going, oh man, this is really good. Vonbell, what size room can I put this in? Okay, so on this unit, what you're going to do is this is for small and medium rooms.
Okay.
This isn't for the whole house, it's not for the big open floor plan. But what I like about this one is it's movable. Put it in the nursery, put it in your office, put it in your bedroom, and then you can move it because it's not heavy and it's easy to move around and put where you need it. Now, if you do put it in your bedroom, here's a helpful hint. I want you to close the door. Why? This is powerful. You saw all that smoke go through there. It is grabbing the air from that corner and that corner and that corner. So what you want to do is shut the door so it's not drawing air from outside the room. And then in an hour, it's not even the same air. It's all been put through the unit, removing 99.97% of all the particles in the air down to 0.3 microns. Now, 0.3 microns is the stuff you can't see because maybe you're coughing, clearing your throat, eyes are itchy, throat's dry, you're getting up for a drink of water and you're like, I don't see anything. Why do I feel this way? Let me show you what 0.3 microns looks like. This ball represents 1 single strand of hair, just one, okay? Pull out 1 little gray hair, that's it. This is, okay, now, this bead that I'm gonna put here represents 0.3 microns. If this is a single strand of hair on this blue ball, how small is 0.3 microns, and those are the invisible threats that are bothering you. That's what's setting off the allergies for the people you love. It could be your children, it could be your husband, it could be you. And I always say that getting an air purifier is an act of love for your family because you wash dishes, you wash laundry, right? Why not scrub that air clean? And today with LivePure, we made it so easy to get. Remember, LivePure air purifiers have forever filters. You never pay for another filter, you simply vacuum them clean and they're meant for the life of the unit. It's a little bit different technology. You're seeing that blue light, that's our accent light. You can shut that off or keep it on, totally up to you. So this is an important tool, appliance to have in your house. Even if you've never had one, remember, it is an act of love. And I think, Tina, I know you have been through this. You have a big doggy.
Yep.
And I'm sure that you have gotten sprays,
yep,
burned candles, and went, okay, I'm trying to cover it up. When you get an air purifier, you're not covering, you're removing. Now, I would venture to say if you were buying sprays and candles over the course of a year, you could spend more than the cost of this unit today, and you'd only be covering up, not removing. So stop doing these, and here's a funny thing. These are called VOCs, volatile organic compounds. Guess what an air purifier takes out of the air? Volatile organic compounds. So don't do these. You're actually putting chemicals in the air, and LivePure is removing them. You make them work twice as hard. Now let me give you another little word picture. Okay, so when we go to a restaurant, we might get this water. And you're like, oh, thanks so much. That looks great. Yep, I'll drink that. And then if it came with all these particles in it, you'd be, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't think you meant to give me this with all these particles in it. This is an example how we need to have the same standard for the air we breathe as the water we drink, for the water we drink as the air we breathe. They should all be particle free. And so this is a great way at such a reasonable price with LivePure today to get this home. And I love the colors, don't you?
I'm gonna go back really quick.
Yeah.
Remember how you were saying my big dog and
Yeah.
candles and sprays? I didn't do that. We put the house on the market, right? My realtor, he was like, I'm gonna be honest, I can tell that a dog lives here. And I was like, oh no, really? 150-pound Mastiff is in my home. So when he came back, when we got the house all ready to sell, and he goes, oh, I don't even notice that the dog lived here. I go, it's an air purifier. He goes, I need to tell all my clients that instead of doing a seance where it's like 18 candles, where everybody coming in to possibly buy the home, they're like, what are you covering up with all of these candles and air fresheners and stuff? I said, air purifier. Why don't I just remove it from the air, and it's like fresh and clean, and the air is clean. Not that I don't do air purifiers all the time, but I was kicking that baby into high gear so that it just was extra clean smelling of the home, right? The denim and my graphite are my most, I think, limited or my most popular, or both, Jen? Limited, denim, and graphite. And most popular. Olive green, white, and black. They're a little over 7 pounds each. As you were saying, they were movable, right?
Easy.
Very quiet, 3 layers of filtration. But I don't get to say very often, permanent filters. Permanent. Just go out and look at True HEPA replacement filters and the cost of that, and then backtrack it by $54.99. You never have to buy another filter. There's no ongoing cost. And the fact that we do 3 layers of filtration, not all air purifiers are the same. If it doesn't say True HEPA, don't even bother looking at it,
don't.
right?
Don't be tricked.
2 layers, that's actually pretty good, but 3 layers, better. Right? We want to get the, what do you say, better, best?
Yeah, good, better,
best.
Yeah. The cocoa carbon is the best, and True HEPA is the best.
You're getting all of that. And it's about half off. This is a $100 filter.
Yeah, that's an incredible bargain. That's why I think if you woke up this morning and maybe those allergies have already gotten you, the kids have opened the front door, and that pollen, tree, grass, weed came in, you're like, shut the door, shut the door. And then you suffer all day because that blew in. Get an air purifier. And remember, with these, you never spend another nickel. Why? I'm holding up the upholstery tool. That's how you're going to clean your filter. You're going to take this upholstery tool and vacuum your filters clean. They come back to their original performance. A couple cool things we did. We gave you a great warranty. These are Energy Star rated, which means they just sip electricity, don't even worry. We gave you USA-based customer service, which means if you have a problem or a question, we take that right here in America, answered by an American. People really appreciate that. And then, it comes with a remote. So when you get in that easy chair and you're like, oh, I feel a little like there's extra allergens, or I just want to sleep the best, you could be in bed, you could be on your easy chair, and you can use your remote to adjust your